What's up, guys? Today we are going to talk about macros. So just kind of a quick overview for those of you who might be very new to nutrition. We're going to do a little macros 101 for you. And if you already know a lot about macros, you might still learn something here. So basically, there are three main macros and one macro that doesn't get talked about very often. So there's four total macros. We have protein, we have carbs, and we have fats. We're going to stick with the main three for now, and I'll touch on the last one at the end of this video. So the importance of each macro is balance. We want to make sure that we're getting enough of each macro, but we're not going overboard, and that we're eating enough protein. You see, the key to staying lean and keeping our muscle mass is having enough protein. Protein is the first macro we're going to talk about here. So protein has 4 calories per 1 gram of protein, okay? So that means that for every 1 gram of protein you see on a nutrition label or food label, that is 4 calories. Protein's function in the body is to repair muscle, it is to build muscle, and it's got a very satiating effect, which basically means that it keeps you full. If you eat extra protein, it's very, very hard to store it as fat. Your body usually just gets rid of it. It doesn't want to put the effort into converting it into fat and then storing it. So that's why good protein is king. Number 2, we have carbs. Carbs are a source of energy that has, again, 4 calories per 1 gram of carbohydrates. So if you look at a nutrition label and you see 60 carbohydrates, that means it's 240 calories, right? So 60 times 4, 240 calories, plus whatever else is in it. But 240 of those calories come from carbs. So carbs' main function is to help shuttle nutrients around our body. It gives us energy, so quick bursts of energy. You hear the word glycogen and glucose. That's what carbs break down into. Carbs are necessary to shuttle that protein into our muscle, so we need enough carbs. But carbs are also easily stored as fat. So we don't want to go overboard with the carbs, but we also want to make sure we're getting enough, that we're getting our nutrients to where they need to go. The third macronutrient we have is fat. Fat has 9 calories per gram of fats. So if you have 10 grams of fat, you have 90 calories, as opposed to if you had 10 grams of carbs, you only have 40. So that's why fat, generally, we want to keep lower on the macronutrient count, because your calorie count is actually higher. So fats' main function in the body is to keep our organs, our brain, and basically our joints healthy. If we don't have fats in those areas, we start to experience pain. It's also got some cognitive effects with our brain. Our brain loves fats. Our brain runs on fats. So if we don't have enough fats in our body, that's when you start to feel that brain fog. And if any of you guys are ever experiencing that, let me know. We'll bump the fats up. My philosophy is I try to do 40-40-20 with our macros, which means 40% protein, 40% carbs, and 20% fats. If you're in a keto diet, we switch that up. Everything, again, customizable to you guys, but that's what I've found works best for me, is high protein, moderate carbs, moderate to low fats. Everything's gonna be ballpark adjustable, but that's where we're at. Quick overview of the fourth macronutrient that nobody really talks about is alcohol. So for 1 gram of alcohol, there is 7 calories. And our body loves to use alcohol as energy. So when we're drinking alcohol, it prefers to use that over fat and carbs as the energy. So when we're eating and drinking alcohol, our body will burn through the alcohol, and then afterwards, after all the alcohol is burned up, then it will go to the next source of energy, which is generally carbs. If we're low on carbs, then we'll go to fat. So when we're drinking alcohol, I tell people eat small meals, eat low carbs and low fats. I know it's hard to do. I would prefer if everybody just didn't drink or they drank very lightly, so 1 to 2 beers, light beers every 3 or 4 days after a hard day at work. And then obviously binge drinking is not the best, so try to keep your weekends free. I understand if there's a social event, and let me know. We can work around those and come up with a strategy to best keep you lower in weight and reaching your goals essentially. We don't want to put on a bunch of fat one weekend where we've done all of this work just because we went a little overboard with our alcohol. So again, overview here, we have protein, builds the muscles, repairs them. Carbs, main source of energy, shuttles nutrients around the body. Fats, keeps our organs, our brain, and our joints healthy. Also, long chain source of energy. I didn't say that last time, but it is. Alcohol, body's preferred method of energy. However, lots of downfalls to it. That's why it is a substance, right? So if you guys have any questions, shoot them over to me. Hope you guys learned a little bit about macros.